Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi. Okay, I'm gonna add all my
hello.
get a bigger thing to see everyone's videos. It's so good to see everyone's faces. Pardon me while I'm gonna put you guys
I'm
on my other
trying.
screen so I can see you. All right. Well, we are so excited to have you all with us, and I think one of the coolest things about our programs is that we have people all over the country. So if you could just put where you are tuning in from tonight and where you're saying hi from. I'm here on campus. Actually, a couple of us are on campus tonight, hanging out and doing orientation together. So if you want to go ahead and put in the chat, city and state, where are you at? We would love to connect. All right. I just want to open up a little bit of this night. My name is Aubrey Redinger. I'm Assistant Director of Student Success at the Townsend Institute. And if you guys are starting a program with us in the next couple weeks, you are in the right place. And if you're feeling excited, you're in the right place. If you're feeling nervous, you're in the right place. We're so happy to have you here. And one of our main reasons we do this is to help give you guys a big, deep breath about starting back in school. You've done it before, you can do it again. But it is a transition that's happening in your life. And so we want to try to help make that a little bit easier for you guys. This orientation tonight is specifically focused on student resources, student services. This is not program-specific training, but this is hosted by your advising team. So it's going to be mostly connecting you to the different resources you have to help you transition into your studenthood phase, your studenthood era. All right, so we're going to introduce a couple resources, things for you to bookmark, and then we'll have some time for you guys to have take some questions from us. With us tonight is our dean, Dr. Margaret Christmas Thomas, and I'd love to pass it over to her to introduce our team to you.
Well, thank you so much, Aubrey, and a big thank you to the advising team who puts this together and does such a beautiful job of it every single year. They are truly just as wonderful as you've experienced them to be. They really do so much to help you get from start to finish, for you to go from basically admissions to walking across that stage. And so get to know them, get to love them, enjoy your time with them tonight, because everything that they're sharing with you is based on years of experience of what gets a student across that stage. I am Dr. Margaret Christmas Thomas. I'm the Dean of the Townsend Institute. I've been with Concordia for quite some time. And I was also the faculty sponsor that helped bring the Townsend Institute to Concordia University, Irvine. That happened because of a passion that I had for bringing servant leaders, servant counselors, coaching into each of these fields. And that pairing with Dr. Townsend and many others who are on this call has helped to build the institute that we have today. Right now, we're one of the largest counseling programs in the country. We're growing in executive coaching. We're shaping the field and the leadership programs. We have just some amazing students and faculty that you're going to get the chance to meet. And we're just so glad you're here. I want you to know that every single one of you in this room and all of your classmates truly have been prayed for, and you are a dream come true. Our joy and our privilege is to equip and prepare you for the careers that God has called you to. And we don't want you to just to pass a licensure exam. We don't want you just to, one day get your certificate, get your licensure, get your degree. We are really, truly out there to serve you so that you can go out there and serve a hurting world that really needs you. And so we are going to be with you every step of this journey. I next would like to introduce my Assistant Dean, Dr. Donna Washburn. Donna, do you want to say hello?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are just so thrilled to have you here. As Dr. Christmas said, I'm Dr. Washburn, and I am the Assistant Dean of the Townsend Institute. And I get to get my hands in all things curriculum for all of your programs. So whether you're counseling, coaching, or leadership, I get to help work with the program directors on their curriculum and their accreditations and all the things that actually get our academics where they need to be. So while you may not see me in class, some of you might, every once in a while I teach, I do feel like I get to know you all through the coursework that you get to do, and really help with our program directors to give you the very best and help roll out what we consider is cutting edge and is the academic coursework that you need to be successful in your field. So we just are so excited to have you. We cannot wait for you to embark into your new 600 course, which you're going to hear a little bit about tonight, and get to really get your feet wet in the Townsend Institute. But wherever you are in the country, we're just thrilled to have you, and so grateful to be a part of this amazing team. Dr. Christmas?
Thank you. The next folks that I'd like to introduce you to are honestly the backbone of our programs. These are the folks that lead the individual programs, who take ownership of the operations that make our institute run. And very likely these will be people that you will be working with quite a bit. And so very soon they'll become a big part of your life. Dr. Matt Palo is the director of the counseling program. He's supported by Dr. Caitlin Stafford, the assistant director of the counseling program, and also the PhD coordinator. Michelle Thompson, the program director for executive coaching. Dr. Ashley Andrew, who is on sabbatical this year, who's over the org leadership program this semester, and then Dr. Gilbert Fugit, who is also over, also works in the org leadership program and will be stepping into her shoes this semester. So those of you in org leadership will get to know Gilbert even better. And then our beautiful Townsend advising team. Our hostess is Aubrey Redinger, Freudian slip there, Emma Alvarez and Taylor Rentz. And I guarantee you already know who these folks are. And as I said, they're the people that are going to get you across the stage. So pay attention to what they have to say tonight and throughout the program, and you'll make it safely.
Thank you, Dr. Christmas. And now that we've gotten a chance to introduce our team to you, would you kind of open up our resource time and a little bit of what we're sharing with prayer?
You got it. Heavenly Father, thank you for every single one of the faculty and staff here. Thank you for the students that you've brought here. Lord, we don't know what the future holds, but you do. Heavenly Father, we pray that you will help us to shape, guide, and equip them for a future we can't even imagine, but we know that you are sovereign and eternal over. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you for that. And thank you all for allowing us to introduce our team to you. This is, for some of these people, it's kind of the only chance you get to meet for the cross program with the program directors until you're back again for residency. So we just want to make sure that as you're seeing our faces running around at residency, or you might see different names come to your inbox, that now you know who's there. All right, so the advising team, one of our things that we really, really want to communicate to you all is this. It's a partnership between us and you for your success. You guys are the experts on your time commitments, your schedules, your capacities, what you have going on. We're the experts on how to graduate. And so we really want to partner together. We want you to be successful in all areas, not just in your student experience, but also at home and in your workplace. So it really is a partnership. It takes a lot of communication and conversations. Reach out to us. That's what we're here for. And we kind of by default meet via video with students, just to keep that relational advising piece going and to make sure that we have a relational connection. But you can also email us, text us, call us. You have different ways to get a hold of us. But just wanted to give you a heads up. By default, it's probably going to be an automatic set to video if you schedule with us. And that is just because we really enjoy spending quality time with you all. All right, the first thing, I'm actually going to hand it over to Emma to kind of talk us through one of your first resources, which is the advising website.
Hi, everyone. So good to put some faces to names. So excited to have you guys with us here today. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the advising website. So we can take a look at it here. This is going to be kind of your hub. This is going to have everything important that you'll ever need as a grad student. This is a place that's really important. So Our main goal is to connect with you, go through your resources as you go through the certificate or degree program. And in an effort to make approaching your resources a little bit easier, we have created an advising website. So this is one to bookmark. This is going to be your one-stop shop for all things resources, such as like links to your textbooks, to the bookstore, the academic calendars, helpful how-to videos, infographics, and more. You can also, over here, you can contact us and you can see that you can schedule some time with your prospective advisor. So please don't hesitate to reach out, get some time with us to connect, and we would love to, get to know you guys a little bit better. Moving forward, we also have the My CUI dashboard. So this is another one to bookmark. It's my.cui.edu/dashboard. Here will kind of be your hub where you will be able to basically have the university at your phone, or at your computer. This is what the page will look like if it is from your computer. This is an easy way to have access to your student email, registrar information, student bill, etc., right at your fingertips. So you won't have to go through multiple separate browsers. We also have a My CUI app. So this is something that you can download through the App Store. This is the best way to connect with other students as you're going through the program. Please make sure that your profile is up to date. This app not only has your student email, quick links to Canvas and My Records, but it also has direct links to the university resources, such as the registrar, updates on what is happening on campus. It is a single sign-on for all systems, so it'll utilize your e-number and the password that you created when setting up your account. Additionally, once we get a little bit closer to residency, we will have a residency portal within this app, and that's what you'll utilize to check in, see your process group rooms, kind of, just everything, all things residency. So please make sure that your city and state is updated in here as well, and you can connect with students that are locally around you. Now I'm going to hand it over to Taylor.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Taylor. I'm just going to go and talk about some university resources that we as advisors try to connect you with in your time as a student. So a big part of our role is doing that. As you go through the program, there's going to be a lot of questions that are going to be outside of our scope and ability to answer. So we have some key resources that we partner with just to help you guys be successful as a student. So the Bursar, financial aid, the writing studio, the library, and the bookstore, IT, registrar, all the things that you see on the screen. Those are some common ones that you guys will probably interact at some point in your time as a student. So specifically for paying for classes, just because we've seen some questions come through, and obviously you guys setting up your accounts, to pay for classes, either financial aid or a payment plan or a loan or whatever it is, the Bursar and the financial aid office are going to be where you're going to want to take care of that. Some of you guys have reached out too about specifically paying for the fall semester. That doesn't get posted as like a student bill, probably until about like a week or a week and a half prior to courses beginning. And if you don't see that posted as a student bill, you can always contact the bursar's office or financial aid to get that sorted out. We don't have access as to that as advisors. So we'll just point you in that direction. If you are a recipient of any type of student scholarship, that's not going to be processed until after the first class is completed. And so if you have any questions about that, you can always contact the Bursar and financial aid as well. When emailing a university or someone on campus, I know you guys, we've been probably communicating between either your personal, trying to set up your Eagles account, but all communication should be through your Eagles email once you are an active student, which you guys are if you are enrolled. And so just we always try to encourage too, if you can include your e-number, it's really helpful for us just because we have so many students and making sure we're communicating with the proper student. But it's always going to be your Eagles email. It's just confidential information that we like to discuss or that we do discuss. And so it just needs to be through that account. If you are someone who is nervous about coming onto a grad program. I know I just graduated from the org leadership program and I was very nervous to start, specifically just because of the writing. That's why we have the writing studio on here. I utilized it as a student. It was very helpful. And I personally recommend it as well as a staff member. But I know APA can be really hard. There's just a lot of things kind of getting back into a grad program that can feel very overwhelming, and the writing studio is here to help you. So I highly encourage you guys to use that. If you have big papers coming up or just things that you kind of need to bounce ideas off of, they're a great resource. The bookstore is where you can find all of the books for your courses. You can buy directly or rent them. They ship worldwide. And if you're using financial aid to pay for a book, they can help you also with that, which is a great resource. Lastly, your IT and the registrar. IT, if you have anything, especially setting up your Eagles accounts or anything along the lines like that, setting up your whole student profile, IT is going to be your best friend. They're so helpful, so wise. I personally am not an expert in IT, so we always just refer to their office. And then the registrar is going to help you kind of finalize all the things for your degree as well. We partner with them very closely. They have access to academic calendar, class schedules, so do we as well, but they're going to be another great resource for you in your time as a student. And then we'll go on to student resources. So we have university resources and student resources. And so even though you guys are a online program, we definitely want you to feel part of Concordia's community. So with that, these are some student resources that are very helpful. Grad students do take advantage of this. We provide them for our undergraduates as well. But we want to make sure you guys are aware of that. So if you are local to the area, being part of Concordia's community, we would love if you're ever on campus, let us know. We'll treat you to a coffee. We do have a Townsend Coffee Club that we'll talk more about in a little bit. But if you're ever on campus, we'd love to just sit down and chit chat and get to know you. If not, if you're ever in town, let us know. We would love to connect with you. The first one is the tips, Townsend Institute podcast. So that's hosted by Dr. Andrew and Dr. Fugit. And so it comes out every single week, even though in the summer it's been every other week, but it's a podcast that we have incredible speakers, and it's just super, and it's an incredible podcast to listen to. I've learned so much. And so I highly encourage that you guys get connected to that podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts. We also have a fully operational Veterans Resource Center. So the director of the VRC is Richard Lewis. He's an incredible guy. So if you are military, are veteran, or veteran connect, such as a spouse or dependent, we highly encourage that you touch base with Richard at some point as a student. He is just a very incredible guy, super friendly, and just can get you all the resources that you need as a veteran or a veteran connect. You also can get your ID. So you can find out more information about this on the advising website, but it's through Campus Safety. If you're local, you can stop by and pick it up. If not, they also ship as well. You guys will also have an opportunity to get an ID at residency next year, but I know it's kind of far away. So if you do want it, they can definitely ship it out to you. Also, we have disability access services, so our DAS office. That is super, super helpful. If you need any accommodations based on physical, learning, psychological disabilities, or classes, or anything along the lines like that, you can contact the Disability Access Services. Stephanie Staley is the director, and she's incredible, and will do anything that she can to make sure your experience as a student is the best that it can. So if that includes accommodations, she'll definitely do the best that she can to fight for you guys for that. So highly encourage. And if you need any of these contacts, feel free to email us and we can provide specific emails as well. Oh, this is me. Okay, again, Wellness Center. This is something I want to highlight really quickly. Given that you guys are an online program, like I've mentioned before, you do have access to our counseling center with 24/7 virtual care services through Timely Care. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you guys familiarize yourself with Timely Care and just our Wellness Center website. At any point, if you're in a crisis, whether that's home or something going on with your health, emotional support, or whatever it is, we want to make sure that you're aware of all of your resources that you have as a student. You can schedule medical or counseling services, self-care content resources, and just overall well-being, because we know being a student can be hard, managing life, all of that. So we highly recommend that. Even bookmarking it, I did as a student, it was really helpful. And so we just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. So take advantage if needed.
Now we're going to jump into My Records. So outside of My CUI, we do have another portal called My Records. This is going to be where your official student record is held. So it's going to be your address, your phone number, your academic information, like your official grades, unofficial transcripts, your financial information, like your student bill, financial aid. And this is also the hub that you're going to be utilizing when it's time to register for your first set of courses. This is another really important piece, so make sure your address is up to date in My Records. This is so we know where to send your transcripts, your diploma, and to maintain program eligibility. My Records is the only source of your official schedule and grades that will not be on Canvas. And jumping into registration, which isn't something that you all need to worry about just yet, as the advising office has registered you and will register you for your first 2 semesters. You will begin registering yourself in spring, but don't worry, you do not need to remember any of this information right this second. We will be sending you a bunch of information as we get a little bit closer to your spring registration. We're going to give you how-to guides, all the information that you're going to need. Your grad plan is linked to your registration, so please make sure you are communicating with your advisor if there are any changes needed. Courses do have the potential to fill, so make sure you are on top of registration when the time comes.
DegreeWorks. I love DegreeWorks. So from your My CUI, if you're logging onto your phone or on a computer, under tools on the left-hand side, once you guys familiarize yourself with it, it'll make a little bit more sense, but this is where you can find DegreeWorks. I highly recommend, along with probably everyone on staff, to bookmark DegreeWorks. It is a tool that we use and we reference a lot, especially with course planning and just kind of understanding overall degree requirements for your specific program that you're enrolled in. So the first page is degree audit. This is where you can see kind of all of the program requirements, the track of courses that you have, and all the things that you've taken, that you haven't taken, or are currently in progress. And so the green check mark is something that will appear once the course is completed. Blue box means that the course is in progress, and then red just means that the course is not taken yet. So we highly recommend that if you have not browsed DegreeWorks yet, that you do so before 600. If you want to set up a meeting with your advisor, we're happy to kind of walk through it because it is a very helpful resource, and we want to make sure you guys understand what you're looking at. You will also see electives and in-progress courses for every single class that you're currently enrolled in. And so you should see all of your fall, if you are enrolled fall 2024, down at the bottom. And then any elective classes as you progress in the programs will appear there as well. And you will also see that your courses are listed in numerical order on the degree audit page. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to take the classes in that exact order. Where you would find your semester or term by term plan is going to be something called the grad plan, which is at the top left-hand corner, basically right underneath works. I wish we had access to show you or kind of walk you through, but we just have a little screenshot today. But that tab, if you want to go to the next slide, Emma, or Aubrey.
We're on it.
What?
We're on it.
Oh yeah, you are on it. Oh my gosh, I'm okay. I just see DegreeWorks and I was like, oh, it says grad plan. Okay, sorry. So this is your grad plan. This is where you can find this semester by semester, like I had mentioned. Of we kind of refer to it, I guess, as like a roadmap. And this is super helpful because this is what you're going to be taking as you guys progress into the program, not just the full overview. And so some of you guys probably have reviewed it. If not, and if you guys log on to DegreeWorks and you don't have a grad plan, we will be getting you a grad plan. We just have to work with the registrar's office on that. And so by the time 600 begins, you will see a grad plan on your degree works. And if you have any questions, please contact us. That is super important because we do see the same thing. So if there's something that you're seeing that I'm not seeing, we want to make sure that we understand if there's any discrepancies because it's what's going to get you to persist to graduate. And so please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. We want to make sure you're understanding how to reference your grad plan because it is such a huge tool in the way that when you do go to register, you'll actually use this grad plan to add to a shopping cart to register when that time comes. So totally happy to walk through anything with you guys. And you can take all, make sure also too, if there's any time that you have to make a grad plan change, we have a set plan for you, but we know life happens. We want you to be successful in all areas of your life. And so if you know that there's going to be a part of your life that you have a really busy, personal commitment or a vacation or whatever it is, feel free to let us know. And if it's within the timeline to make some changes, we can definitely do our best to accommodate that, to still get you to graduate, as close to graduation, or if you have to extend or whatever it is. We really want you guys to be successful just in every area. And so don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay, now I get the pleasure to talk to y'all about policies and the university catalogs. Woohoo! It's so exciting. The one I do want to tell you guys, before we registered you for your courses, you had to complete a registration packet. On this packet, you did acknowledge that you know where to find these things and have seen them. So I'm just going to do a little refresher. I know you all know it. I know you all have seen it. We're just going to do a little refresher. But this is the link to our policies website. It's on our university catalog. If you guys haven't interacted with a catalog before, it's where you can find every class that we offer at the university, all the policies that we have. So any official information in that way. But I want you guys to make sure you do access this policies website just to check over it. And if you could just pull it up now, let me see if I can get my link in the chat here. So you'll want to go ahead and go to that website. I am actually going to ask you guys to help find a couple things. So you, in addition to the catalog, you also have your handbook. There are two ways to find information. There is a certain GPA that students are supposed to keep to stay in good academic standing as a graduate student. The first person that can put that GPA in the chat will get a prize. Ooh, Rena, so quick to the draw. It is 3.0. So you need a 3.0 or above to stay in good standing. And let me write down Rena's name so I don't forget. So you need a 3.0 to stay in good academic standing as a graduate student. There are a couple other things where your GPA is going to come into play. So what I would love for you all to take away from this is just that there is a both and approach to graduation. You need to complete the required coursework, and you also need to maintain the minimum grade and minimum GPA to graduate. So like I said, with the GPA, 3.0 to stay good in good academic standing. But if you're to drop below a 3.0 in any semester, you will go on academic probation, and you will be hearing from your advising team to be, just a little, hey, what's up? How could we get you back in good academic standing? If you are to drop below a 2.0 in any semester, you will be automatically disqualified for the program, and we are automatically dismissed from the program. Of course, no one on here is going to end up in that situation, but just let's say you do, you will be hearing from your advising team. And it is an automated process. So please just know sometimes things happen and it's an automated process. If you have been dismissed from the program for this reason, we reach out to you and let you know. And you also have one appeal that you can use in your lifetime as a student. So you can appeal and go through the appeal process to be let back in. So let's say something happened outside of your control and you ended up below a 2.0 for one semester. That is a great opportunity to use your appeal and to meet with a committee of faculty and staff. And to really, what we do in that conversation is we just have a clarifying conversation to find out what's going on and to consider letting you back in the program. What we assess for is just really clarity and if we feel you can be successful in that return. So we want to make sure that, like we said, you guys are successful in not just your academic life, but also in your personal professional life. So you have one opportunity to appeal a dismissal. Say you end up in that situation, which it's not going to happen over here. Okay, I'm putting it all out there. This group, it's not happening. But if it does, just talk to us. We're here to work through that process with you. All right, there is one other policy that I'm going to ask 2 more questions for prize. I think. I don't know, I might ask more actually. There is a completion time limit for the counseling program to complete your degree. Can anybody find that time limit? 6 years. Yes, George, good job. So there is a 6-year completion time limit on your classes. That means after 6 years, your classes will expire and you would need to begin retaking them if you're taking over 6 years for your degree. That requirement is linked to a lot of state standards and different things, not just at the university. So just know that that is something that is to set you guys up for success as you pursue state licensing. And also, because programs do refresh and update, your courses could look a lot different in 6 years, just depending on what happens in the field. All right. The programs, there's a couple different answers to this. So for your program, I would like you to look up what is the minimum grade requirement for a course for the program you are in. Olivia, C, and that is correct if you are in org leadership or executive coaching. B, Emily, I see B minus and Leva. I want to make a important distinction that it is a B or better. So not a B minus. A B minus would not count towards graduation. It does need to be a B or better. Same thing with the C for the other programs. A C or better, a C minus will not count towards graduation requirements. So that does not mean that you are failing the course. It is very different. You can get, say you're a counseling student and you get a B minus, you need to retake that course to have it count for graduation requirements, but you have not failed the course, you're not receiving an F towards your GPA, putting you in jeopardy of dismissal or anything like that. So let me scroll back up. I know I saw. Okay, so Olivia Phillips, I guess, said you follow something too.
Hey. Oh, sorry. Professors, our favorite. We love everyone, but our professors we adore. They're so wonderful. So as advisors, we're here to walk alongside you to be successful, of course. And just as you guys persist to graduation, we want to champion you. But for the most part, your day-to-day communication is going to be your professors, just because they're going to be in the classes with you. And so they're going to be probably your first point of contact. And so if you ever think that your grade is in jeopardy, or that you are stressed, or if you're unsure of their teaching style, or you just can't quite figure out who they are or what it is, It can feel pretty daunting to talk to a professor, especially when you're just dipping your toes back into school. If it's been a long time, there's a lot of things that go into that. But we just want to provide encouragement that your professors are incredible people. They understand your issues, but they also want to work with you just as much as they want to see you succeed. They do as well. And they want to cheer for you at graduation as you walk across that stage and just be champions of you, being graduates from the program. And so they want to walk alongside you. They want to understand and learn what's going on and if they can be a help for you guys to be successful. So if you are struggling in a course in any way at all, or if you have questions or even having like personal struggles that are interfering with being successful in a course, because we know your life is still happening and things do happen, we just highly encourage open communication with your professor. And you'll find that openness can also just display and invite genuine relationships, and your professors are just great people to do that with. And so if you ever are in a pinch or feel like in a struggle, we just highly encourage that you first go to your professor. Of course, if you need extra additional support, feel free to reach out to your advisors. We definitely work as like a team together. So we just want you to be successful and provide the best care for you as a student.
All right, so one of the biggest questions that we get asked in advising, especially with new students, is when are my classes? So depending on what program you're in, your classes are usually on certain days of the week. Each 7-week class has a similar format where students meet virtually on weeks 1, 3, and 5. You can double check your syllabus in Canvas when your class opens up, and you'll be good to go. You'll be able to see when you're meeting, what days, what times. Then on the weeks that you do not have virtual class, you will still experience a connection point with a check-in buddy. In your class, you could potentially do a role play, things like that. Once you actually get into the class and you go through that first day, your professor will share more on this once you're in there. Classes will typically open in Canvas 1 to 2 weeks prior to their start. So speaking of Canvas, your 600 course will be populating in there soon. So make sure to be checking in on Canvas, go through the MyCUI app, go on your dashboard online, and you'll be able to see that populate in there. You'll be able to confirm your day and time through the master course schedule. You'll see it linked here, and you'll get access to that to the advising website, things like that. So you'll always be able to find these on the registrar's page as well at cui.edu. Next, we have Dr. Townsend's town hall. There we go. So in weeks 2 or 4 of each class, you will have Dr. Townsend's town hall. These are his class where you'll learn directly from Dr. Townsend. Our directors and faculty and our Institute fellows will be there chit-chatting, kind of going through what this process is going to be like. You can find dates for the town halls in your course syllabus for 600. The next town hall for counseling students will take place September 10th from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then the next town hall for executive and org leadership students will take place September 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All town halls are recorded and placed on townsendmedia.org. This is going to be the easiest way to get access to all of the town halls. We additionally put all of the handouts on the media site as well. We have town halls from previous semesters located here if you're interested in watching those as well.
Concordia Connect. This is also another great resource that we like to mention to students that join Townsend. As a current student or when you become an alumni of the Institute, you guys will have the opportunity to connect with us professionally through CUI Connect. It's technically like a networking site where you can post similar to as if you were on Facebook or LinkedIn or platforms like that. with other Townsend students and graduates of the program. We post information as well as on regional meetups, residencies, and just other opportunities to connect with us. And so I highly recommend that you guys browse this, kind of bookmark it. It's a great little connection point. It's also fun. It has like a location feature where you can see where, oh yeah, I think it actually probably is on it. I think, yeah, where you can see other students and where they live across the world. Or if there's anyone local to you, it'd be super fun to like, you know, meet up with them and just build connection as a Townsend student. So we highly recommend that you guys bookmark this.
All right, let's talk about your first class. I think that might be one of the hottest questions in our inbox right now, is asking about your first class. So for PhD students, I know that you have already received information from Dr. Newmeyer regarding your first class, and we're going to see you guys next week. And we are actively getting things ready for the PhD residency, which is next week. PhD students only. For everyone, you can purchase and read People Fuel in preparation for your first class. It'll be a helpful thing to go ahead and get reading on, but you're not required to right now. It's just if you do want to work ahead on something, this is where to start, because this is the information that we're going to be covering in your first class. So for the master's and certificate programs, your first class, the 600 class, is going to have 2 live meetings, and the dates for that are right here. You will get breaks during these times. These are long since time on Zoom. So this is going to be a little Zoom fatigue battle, but you will have several breaks during this time. In these times, what it's going to look like is your first night is going to be you starting with your small classes. So the first class you're in will be typically about 6 to 8 students. And then your classes from there on out are typically closer to 15 students in a class. So for this first group of 6 to 8, it's your small group. It's also going to be your process group. So you guys will all start together first, and then you'll come together in a big room with all of the students that are starting, everyone that was invited here tonight, minus PhD students. Sorry, you guys will already have your own stuff happening. But you will go through a training from Dr. Townsend on the Townsend growth model, which includes 4 character capacities. So this model is woven throughout our entire program. You will come across it in all of your classes. You'll have projects related to it. You'll hear the language spoken by all of us. We've all been trained on it as well. And it's very much a part of the culture and the product of what it looks like to be a Townsend Institute graduate. So after you learn a little bit about that model, you are going to break back into your small groups, and you're going to have 2 process groups. And that will be it for your first day. For your second live meeting, you are going to be you're going to start with program-specific orientation. So you'll be with everyone that's in your program that's starting at this time. And then you will be oriented to your handbook, anything field-specific, program-specific training. And then you will have breaks again, and you'll split back into your small groups for the last half for 2 different process groups as well. So you have 4 different process groups. And some of you guys might be wondering, what is a process group? So a process group is something very unique to the Townsend model and to our programs. It is a growth group where we kind of work with you guys to look inside yourself first before you start getting trained on how to help others look inside themselves. So it always starts with us, you know? And Dr. Townsend will be doing his training on the 4 character capacities. You have 4 process groups. So you're going to practice applying each character capacity during each group. So each one is focused on a specific character capacity. Some of these words will make more sense as you read People Fuel and after you go through the first training with Dr. Townsend. Your first courses are not yet open in Canvas. They're still getting last-minute touches, final touches. So you will see those open about 1 week before the course this time. That's not what it usually is. Usually it's closer to 2 weeks for your regular courses. But for this group, for this round with 600, you're going to see it open about 1 week in advance. All right, residency, our other hot topic. For PhD students, they are getting ready to come out here next week for their residency. And for the master's and certificate students, your residency is May 30th through June 2nd, 2025. So we've still got a while, so we're going to see you guys, and you'll be interacting with us a ton before then. But the residency is really an experience, and you're going to go another level deeper on the things that you've learned in 600. So it's going to be more guest speakers. Usually we bring in some fellows to talk with our students during this time, and more trainings from Dr. Townsend, more process groups. But it's going to be another level deeper from what you've learned in the 600 class. And we will be sending you so much more information as we get closer to residency. If you are liking the plan way, way, way ahead, please block out these dates. Know that we have our residency website. If someone could put the link in the chat to just make it easier for everybody. We will be updating it. It does not have the schedule yet for the master's program. You're gonna, if you click on master schedule, you are going to see what happened this past May. So it can give you an idea of what to be looking for, but or what it might be like, but please know that that's not the official schedule. Things will change. We have a room block for residency at the Hilton Garden Inn. So I'll also be sending out some information on this as we get closer. But we do have a room block at the Hilton Garden Inn that includes breakfast. It includes a shuttle to and from campus every day. And we've had a lot of students say that they really enjoy staying at the hotel together, because then as they're meeting people at residency, they're also seeing them back at the hotel, connecting for dinner. It's just been a great way to build community. Okay, and I just wanted to do one more shout out for two of these resources that are from the Townsend Institute, and that is the TIP Townsend Institute podcast series with Dr. Fugit and Dr. Andrew. We have had some wonderful guests, like Taylor mentioned. I got the pleasure of being the audio person, which is now something I can add to my scope of practice. For interviews with Bob Goff, Kurt Thompson, and a lot of our team has been in there. So it's a great way to actually get to know some of your professors and your core faculty by listening to these interviews. And then we also have the Townsend Coffee Club that I want to mention to you all. Townsend Coffee Club is a fundraising initiative that we have for the programs. And we have subscribers who get, depending on the subscriber level, can get monthly coffee. It is our Townsend Institute blend that we crafted with Jedediah Coffee Roasters in Laguna Beach, California. So we also have a lot of branded swag, and all of the proceeds go to student scholarships. We just this summer awarded $10,000 in student scholarships. And then we are in the process right now of, today was the closing day for our fall scholarships. So we're getting ready to award another up to $10,000 in scholarships for the fall semester. Like I said, it's already closed for fall semester, so don't get too excited. And you do have to complete one class in the program before you are eligible to apply for the scholarship. But keep your eyes out for our spring scholarship opportunity, because we will be doing it every semester. And okay. I had one more thing, because I know you all are going to be real sad that I missed something with policies. I know you wanted more policies. So I have one other policy I want to highlight to you guys, since I mentioned the minimum grade requirement. That potentially would mean you need to repeat a class, making this next policy very important. Does anybody know how many times you can repeat a class in the program? One. Thanks, George. You're already on here too. So yes, you can repeat one course, let me not do that. You can repeat one course one time in our program. So that is another policy that I like to highlight you guys, and highlight to you all, and I really